Some of the best stories ever told tend to have a plot twist that makes the whole world turn upside down. Even if you are aware of the upcoming twist, to actually experience it adds to its impact. This was true for the indie title by Pew Games and published by Sometimes You, where dad-to-be and jaded game developer Ethan gets his life shaken up a bit, but not as one would expect. A big thanks to the publisher for the review copy, and welcome back to the channel. Please subscribe and all that jazz. The game stars Ethan, a man supporting his pregnant wife whilst working at a subpar indie company. His life and half of the game will see you getting up, having breakfast, brushing his teeth, commuting to work, humorously and rudely replying to emails, and develop a game. Sounds like a mundane routine? Welcome to adulthood, kids. It's overrated. Trust me. Everything changes after a phone call in the middle of the night. The game offers a mixture of genres during its short playthrough of under 2 hours at best, but at its core, it's a 2D adventure game. The game will literally have you experience deja vu over the in-game week, adding to the narrative of how bored Ethan is of his job. Even by design, the game is somewhat on the rails, as you cannot skip parts of the routine. If you want to skip breakfast, for example, Ethan obliges the player to have some through an inner monologue of sorts. Same goes with brushing your teeth or making the bed. All real-world tedious maintenance that one would have hoped to skip in a video game are here. These sound annoying as hell, but I think it's a clever implementation of monotony that passes on the stress onto the player, which in turn helps set up the plot twist. Some of the best aspects I experienced in the game were the most tamed and mundane parts, such as small talk every day with colleagues, waiting on what they are going to say next, as well as the email from the boss reminding you of the urgency of having the game finished as soon as possible. Ethan's apathy is truly manifested when replying to unsatisfied customer emails who on a daily basis moan on how poor their game is. I found it funny how savage and satirical he became when replying to those people. In a way, many of us could only dream of telling customers where to go, directly or indirectly in the real world. Another part of his role is to test out the studio's game, which is a simple platformer that helps change the pace of the experience behind closed doors is trying to give. It also prepares you for what's to come. The game is let down by the action segments found later in the game. This is not due to a lack of challenge, because there is enough here, but they're somewhat cumbersome controls. These are simple and responsive for the most part, but when the game turns into a twin-stick shooter, the cursor suffers from disappearing into the distance if you keep the right stick tilted for too long. I almost felt like it needed to be on a leash, as its constant waywardness left me open to some of the enemies piling up on me. This made the pacing of those sections feel far more frustrating than having to make your bed or have breakfast before leaving the house. I am sure this can be resolved by a patch. This game is short, with the second half focusing on Ethan trying to escape from imprisonment. For what's here, it could be a nice pick up and play experience, although adding incentives such as a post-game rewards to use on your next playthrough, for example, would help anyone replay the game. All of the sounds are fitting with the visuals, and the soundtrack is full of 8-bit tracks. I enjoyed the peaceful melodies when at home and at the office. All in all, pretty happy with the soundtrack. The visuals are simplistic, but do the job very well. The block pixel art goes through different styles, and each helps to distinguish each part of the game. I loved the blinking blurred effect when Ethan wakes up for work. I did notice a few frame drops, but nothing that detracted from the gameplay. Some loading times did feel a bit too long. Right, conclusion. All in all, it's a short game. It does lack the polish maybe seen in other indie titles, but I personally enjoyed the experience. It can become repetitive and tough in some segments, but it has some sort of charm, which I haven't personally experienced in a game for quite some time. The game can be downloaded for £4.49 or your original equivalent, and can be purchased for a 20% discount, depending on what region you're in, before its release date on the 18th of May. It only takes 261 megabytes of storage. Behind closed doors, A Developer's Tale is not trying to be the next big hit in any way. It's flawed quite a bit, but there is a good story here, and the team behind it have created something very different from what gets pumped into the eShop on a monthly basis. If you're looking for something affordable that has an eclectic mix of playstyles, which you can finish pretty fast, this might be the one for you. Hell, this might become a cult classic in its own right. I personally hope to see more obscure projects from the developer. 7 out of 10. Working 9 to fright. Thank you for watching, everyone. If you like what you've seen today and you'd like to see some more, please do subscribe. A lot of you watch these videos and haven't subscribed yet. Please do so. It helps us grow, get more review codes coming in, and yeah, bring more good content, I suppose. If you got any feedback, throw it my way. If you got any suggestions, please throw it my way as well. Hope you enjoyed this. Hit that bell, all that jazz. I don't know what else to say, I'm really tired. But yeah, keep on gaming. Peace.